السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم، أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعلني وزيرا من أهلي. اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ورزقا طيبا. اللهم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. We completed at number 164 and we are on 165 now. The topic is same that we were discussing yesterday as well, and that is whenever we see the signs of Allah spread around us, then we reach to two conclusions. Those two conclusions are number one, that there is God who has created all of this. No human being can create skies and earth, etc. etc. Number two conclusion is that the God who exists, that God is one and only. He is one and only and alone. So these are the two conclusions that we reached after studying. Whenever we basically study the ayahs which mention the signs of Allah. So the next ayah is saying that even when people recognize that there is God and the God is one, even then they associate partners with Him. Even then they do it. So the next ayah is Waminan Nasi, and among mankind Man are those who yattaqizu, they take min dunillahi, other than Allah, andadan, equals or partners. So there are people who, even after looking at all of those signs and reaching to the conclusion, reaching to the most logical conclusion, they still say that Allah has equals or Allah has partners. Yuhibbunahum, they love them kahubbillahi, as they love Allah. So they love those partners like they should be loving Allah. It means that they show their love to them. How do they show their love to them? By bowing down to them, by worshipping them, or by showing them respect in many ways, etc. etc. So they should be loving Allah, rather, they love those partners that they associate with one God. Wallazina, and those who amanu, believe, ashaddu, they are stronger, hubban, in love, lillahi, for Allah. So those who believe in Allah, they are stronger in love for Allah. They are not stronger in love for other people or other entities or anything other than Allah. Their love for Allah is stronger than any other thing that exists or any other human being or creation or creature that exists. So the people of Iman, they love Allah more than anybody else. So loving Allah means that it's not just that this is a feeling in heart. First thing is that having love of Allah or loving Allah is part of our faith. It is an article of faith. So if we do not love Allah, then our faith is incomplete basically. So when we love Allah, we have to love Allah uh, the more than anybody else. It has to be on number one. And also we have to show our love to Allah as well. And how do we show it? Definitely we show it by doing zikr and shukr, like we studied in ayah number, in 2 3 ayahs before we studied the concept of shukr and zikr. Also, Dr. Israr Ahmad, I just remembered the quote of Dr. Israr Ahmad. He used to say that whenever you see the signs of Allah, there should be two things that you should be doing. And these two things are number one, zikr, and number two, shukr. This is what he said famously in his talks and as well as in his books. So, the love of Allah is something that we should be having it. So, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبًّا لِلَّهِ Walau and if yarallazina zalamu, those people who are zalim, who have wronged, they see is when yarawna al-adab, when they will see the punishment. So, and if only they who have wronged could see when they will see the punishment, Annal quwwata, indeed the power is lillahi, for Allah. So all power belongs to Allah, jami'an, all of it. Wa anna, and indeed Allah shadidul, is severe in al-adabi, in punishment. And also Allah is severe in punishment. So these people, the people who wrong, it means that the people who sin continuously and they do not repent at all. So these are the people who are basically the ones who associate partners with Allah. Allah is calling them zalim, okay? Because in Quran Majid, Allah also says, Inna shirka la zulma hazim. Shirk is the biggest the biggest wrongdoing that any human being do is shirk. So that is why Allah calling these people zalim, those people who have wronged themselves, who have basically greatly wronged themselves. When they would see azab, when they would see the punishment, they would then understand that all power belongs to Allah. Now they cannot run from azab. Also, the partners that they used to associate with Allah, those partners also cannot help them now. They would see that they have no power at all. They have no power in saving these people or in giving them any kind of reward or punishment, etc., etc. Those partners wouldn't be even able to speak in front of Allah. So those all of those partners are totally useless. They would understand at that time and they would see that all power belongs to Allah alone, all of it. And also that Allah is severe in punishment. So they would understand it at that time. What they are not understanding right now at this moment, though they know Allah has already revealed in Quran Majid clearly in the ayahs that there would be punishment for wrongdoers, but they just ignore it. So when they would see, they would understand. Next ayat 166 is tabarra'a, when those who have been tabarra'a alladhina tubi'u. Tabarra'a means disassociate. So when disassociate, those who followed, oh sorry, those who have been followed, it is alladhina tubi'u. So uttubi'u. It basically is the passive voice. This is passive voice tense. So that is why it means that those who have been followed, like the partners that basically people created and people followed. Minal lazina taba'u. From those who followed them. So, allazina taba'u are the people who followed those partners who Allah has referred as allazina tubi'u. Okay. So, when those who have been followed would disassociate themselves from those who followed them. So basically, there are many people who say that Jesus alayhi salam, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, he is Nauzubillah, the son of God, and he himself is God, the son of God and God, etc. This kind of claim they have. Also, they sometimes in their Trinity, the concept of Trinity, they also add Maryam alayhi salam. And some of the Christians they also add Jibreel alayhi salam in that in their Trinity concept. Also, there are some Jews who call Hazrat Uzair alayhi salam the son of God, Nauzubillah. Also, there used to be mushrikeen, the idol worshippers, who used to call angels the daughters of Allah, Nauzubillah. And they would use them to call Allah basically. They will associate them with Allah and call Allah through them. Also, there are people who exist now who go to these graves, etc., and they would call Allah through those graves, through the people who are in the graves. They say that these people are the wali of Allah, and we should be calling Allah with the help of these people. So, all of these types are the forms of shirk, and all of these people who are doing shirk are calling for help, and they are using them to reach to Allah. Allah will call those people, and then Allah will call these people as well, the followers as well as the people who had been followed in this dunya. And then the people who had been followed, like Hazrat Isa, Hazrat Uzair, Hazrat Maryam, Hazrat Jibreel, all other awliya Allah, all of them would disassociate themselves from these people who used to say that these are the sons of Allah, or Nauzubillah, or these are the people who will save us on the day of judgment. Okay, so all of them would disassociate themselves from these people. By disassociating, Allah means that they would clearly say that we did not preach this. We did not say that you worship us, or you call Allah through us, or you um, use us in this way. So they would completely disassociate themselves with that concept of shirk, and they would completely disassociate with these people as well. Wara'avul adaba, and they would see the punishment. وَتَقَطَّعَتْ بِهِمُ الْأَسْبَابِ, and all the ties of relationship would be cut off from them. Taqatta'at means to cut off. Bihim, from them. Al asbab, the all the relationships. Asbab is the sabab in Urdu, but over here asbab means the relationships. The relationship that they had with these people whom they used to worship or obey or call upon, that relationship would be cut off, and then they would see the punishment. Next ayat 167. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ, and those who وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا, and those who followed will say, لَوْ, if, anna, indeed, lana, is for us, karratan, return once. If indeed for us is another return, like if we can only return to this world for once, fanata barra'a, then we would disassociate from them. Minhum, from them, kama, just like tabarra'u, they have disassociated minna, from us. So they are saying that just like they have disowned us now, on the day of judgment, we wish that we go back to dunya, we go back to world, and we disown them as well, and we do not worship them at all, or we do not call upon them at all. So they would be remorseful, and they would feel that what they had been doing was wrong. They would understand it at that particular time. Kadhalika, this is how yurihim, shows Allah. This is how Allah shows a'malahum, their deeds, hasaratin, as regrets, alayhim, for them. So this is how their deeds would become a source of regret for them on the day of judgment. That whatever they had been doing in the dunya was completely wrong, and they shouldn't have been doing it. So they would understand it on the day of judgment. Though right now in this dunya, there are so many people who preach truth, who tell them the truth, who tell them that this is not something that you should be doing. Many people then leave falsehood and follow truth as well. But then there are people who still adhere to falsehood. So they would be regretting on the day of judgment. Wama hum, and they will not be kharijina, will be able to exit minan nari, from the fire, and they will never get out from the fire. Why? Because they were doing the shirk. So the people who are doing shirk, they won't be able to leave the fire. They would be living there permanently. So the misled followers, they will cry on the day of judgment that if only they could have a second chance, they would disown these partners, and they, as they disowned us right now. And so Allah will make them remorseful of their misdeeds, and they will never be able to leave the fire. Next ayat 168 and 168, yes. Ya ayyuhan nasu, O mankind, kulu, eat, mimma, of that, fil ardi, which is in the earth, halalan, halal, that is lawful, and tayyiban, that is good. So over here Allah is mentioning that what you should be eating and what you shouldn't be eating. As I told you guys earlier, that the commandment would change after every 2, 3, 4 ayahs. Okay, the set of 2, 3, 4 ayahs would discuss one commandment, then Allah would shift to other commandment. And why eating is a concern, why it is mentioned over here, because calling something lawful or deciding that something is lawful or something is unlawful, that is haram and halal, this authority is only belongs to Allah. Only Allah has the authority to declare that something is halal and something is haram. That is also basically the part of Iman Billahi. Okay, when we have faith in Allah, then we have to believe in the fact that only Allah can declare something lawful. So that is why Allah is saying that whatever I have made lawful for you, and I have made something good for you on earth, that is good. By good, Allah means tayyib, good also means pure. We also translate it as pure. It basically means anything that is beneficial for our health, and it is not causing any kind of harm to us. Okay. Uh, that is tayyib. We eat halal things. We take care of halal and haram when we eat. We as Muslims are very much careful about it. Basically, most of the Muslims, they are careful of what they are eating is halal or haram. But most of the Muslims are not careful of what they're eating is beneficial and good or not. Okay, so we eat every kind of halal stuff, whether it's totally harming our body from inside. Like for example, we drink sugary stuff, and that basically raises our sugar levels or disturbs our insulin levels, causes us to suffer from diabetes or cholesterol, etc., etc. So all of those things which are responsible for these diseases, they are not pure, they are not tayyib according to the definition of Quran. So what we are supposed to eat is, it should be what Allah is saying, that eat anything from earth, but number one, it has to be halal. Number two, it has to be tayyib. And number three, third rule for eating that is mentioned in Suratul A'raf is, do not be extravagant in eating. Okay, so if you are eating, do not be extravagant in it. Do not eat to your full. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam explained it, and he said that eat only to the first one third portion of your stomach, and leave second portion for water, and leave third portion for air. So this is how much we should be eating. We shouldn't be extravagant in eating, otherwise we will be lazy. We won't be able to do any work. We will be calling diseases again, and then we won't be able to worship Allah as well. So these are the three rules of eating that we get from Quran and Hadith, that eat halal, then tayyib, and then don't be extravagant about it. Also, do remember that when we eat halal, it's not just something physical. It's not just a physical commandment, that some, or tangible, we can say, that something that we are seeing and we are obeying Allah. Rather, it also has spiritual effects. Okay, it doesn't just has effect on our physical body, rather it also has spiritual effects. Like for example, if we eat something that is murdar, that is a dead animal, an already dead animal that is haram to eat. But if somebody is eating it, then he is basically the blood is not removed from that body of an element, and he is eating it, then he is inviting diseases to himself, because blood carries most of the diseases. So he would be carrying those germs with him. So he's physically harming himself. But it's not just that, he's also spiritually harming himself. His spirituality would also decrease if somebody eats haram, somebody always eat ghair tayyib, and somebody always eat to their full, then there's it also impacts spirituality, and it also decreases, and then our heart basically does not find contentment in the zikr of Allah or in any form of worship of Allah. Okay, so if we want to be good worshippers, we need to take care of what we are putting in our mouths. It's also, you can understand it from this example, that you have placed a cooking pot on stove, and whatever you would put inside that pot, you will get the same outcome. So if you are putting meat in it, you will get good meat to eat. But if you put dust or garbage inside it, then you will get garbage out of it to eat. So similarly, whatever we put inside our body, we will see its outcome. We will see its outcome physically as well as spiritually. The next phrase is wala, and do not tattabi'u, follow, khutuwati, the footsteps, ash-shaytani, of the devil, and do not follow the footsteps of the devil. So what are the footsteps of the devil? That it will call you towards haram and towards ghair tayyib. So do not follow him. Innahum lakum aduwwum mubin, indeed he for you is the enemy open. He is clearly an enemy to you. He is an open enemy to you. Uh, so Allah repeatedly tells us this fact, that shaitan is a clear, an open enemy to us, and we should be taking measures to basically protect ourselves from it. So, what are the measures that we can take to protect ourselves from shaitan? The first thing is that we recite ta'awuz. We make dua to Allah. In ta'awuz, we make dua to Allah to protect us from shaitan. And second thing is we take steps as well. We take positive steps to avoid, to protect ourselves from shaitan. Like, for example, we do zikr of Allah. So, when we do zikr of Allah, we are protecting our heart from the waswas of shaitan. Also, when we are listening to azan, when there is sound of azan, shaitan runs away. Then when we recite Bismillah while entering house, shaitan runs away. So these are the measures that we should be taking as well. If we decide that we are not supposed to follow the footsteps of the devil. Innama, indeed, ya'murukum, uh, he commands you all bisu'i, of evil, wal fahshai, and indecency. So he only, innama, basically this word inna and innama, what is difference between inna and innama? Also anna. Okay, you also studied anna earlier, like this in ayat 167 there is وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوا لَوْ أَنَّ. Okay, so what is difference between anna and inna and innama? Inna basically means indeed, and it comes in the beginning of sentence. Okay, or whenever new sentence is starting, inna comes. Anna also means indeed, but it comes in between the sentence. Okay, so when it has to come in between the sentence, it becomes anna, but it means indeed. Innama means indeed only. Okay, it is combination of two words, indeed only. So even if only is mentioned over here, that even then it is fine. Okay, so innama ya'murukum bisui, indeed he only commands all of you of evil and of indecency. So shaitan asks us to do evil, and he also asks us to commit the acts of indecency. Basically, he incites humanity to commit all evil deeds and all kind of indecent deeds. Wa antaqulu, and that you should say, this is un. Okay, un and anna are totally different from each other. So un means that, and that taqulu, you say, alallahi, about Allah, mala, that you do not, ta'lamun, you know, and that you say about Allah what you do not know. That is doing shirk, etc., etc. You associate partners with Allah, or you give Allah some characteristic that Allah has not associated with Himself. Okay, so this is what shaitan do. This is what devil do. Devil, number one, he incites people to do evil deeds. Number two, he incites people to do indecent deeds. Number three, he asks people to say about Allah what they do not know. What they do not know means what they are sure that it is false. What they do not know means what they do not, what they do about what they do not have any solid evidence. Okay, when Allah uses this phrase what they do not know, it basically means that they do not have solid proof or evidence for this claim. Okay, so what is evil and what is indecency? Basically, evil is indecent deeds are something that some people normalize them. Okay, some people might consider them right, while other people who have different morality framework, like we have morality framework from Allah that we follow, according to it the indecent deeds are also wrong and we shouldn't be doing it. But there are societies, there are cultures who have normalized indecent deeds, and it is not wrong in their perspective. Like for example, wearing anything that you want. So this is of or let's take an easy example, like for example, if some men are wearing shorts. Okay, so in West it is normal, even in Muslim countries now it is getting normal, and people say that what's wrong with it, it's totally fine. But we know that not covering knees is indecent for men. Why? Because our morality framework is coming from Allah, and their morality framework is defined by themselves. Even liberals follow their own framework, and according to them it's completely fine, it's not even wrong. Okay, this is fasha as compared to su, evil. Evil is something that everybody considers evil. According to everybody's definition, it is bad. For example, lying, lying to each other, or backbiting. Every society, every culture, every religion knows and say that backbiting is not good or lying is not good. Okay, this is something that everybody agrees upon. So that is evil. It doesn't matter whether they follow it or not, but in books they agree. Okay. Okay, next ayah 170. Let's do it and then we'll stop. Wa iza qila, and when it is said lahum to them, ittabi'u, follow, ma anzalallahu, that which Allah has sent down. So when it is said to them that follow what Allah has sent down, that is Quran, all the commandments that Allah has sent down, what do they say? Qalu, they say. So who is Allah talking to over here? Allah is talking to about the people who do shirk. Okay, because previous ayahs were talking about shirk. So the people who associate partners with Allah, when it is said to them that follow which Allah has sent down, that is the commandments of Allah that Allah has revealed, just follow them. Qalu, they say, bal, rather, nattabi'u, we will follow ma, that alfaina alayhi aba'ana, we will follow that upon which we found our forefathers. So our forefathers used to practice same rituals. They used to worship same gods. They did what we are doing right now. So we would just follow them. Awalau, even though, now Allah is saying that even though Kana there, Kana was or were Aba'uhum, their fathers, even though their fathers were La Ya'akiluna shay'an, did not understand anything. Wala yahtadun, nor were they guided. So their answer is that we will follow what our forefathers did. And Allah is saying that even if your forefathers were wrong, even if your forefathers did not understand anything and they were not rightly guided, even then you will follow them. So this is not a valid excuse, basically. This is what Allah is saying. So understand this with another example. For example, if there is a child who is born in the family of thieves, so when he grows up, he goes to school or from the society. Even if he doesn't go to school, from his society, from his neighbors, he understands that stealing is not something that is good. Stealing is evil. He would understand it, but then he still continues stealing, and he says that my forefathers used to do it. That is why this is completely right, and I will also do it. So nobody do this, okay? Nobody do this when it comes to stealing or robbing, etc., etc. People usually come out of these crimes or these diseases. Then why not leave shirk as well? Even if they saw their forefathers doing it, that was criminal activity, that was evil. So they should be understanding it and they should be leaving it, even if their forefathers didn't understand it and they were adamant over doing it. Okay, so forefathers are not always right, but sometimes forefathers are right as well. You will see in next ayahs and next surahs where Allah would ask people to follow sabilul mu'minin. Okay, the path that mu'minin has taken, you follow it. In Suratul Fatiha, we also studied it. Um, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, path of those who you already have blessed, Ya Allah. So the people who are already blessed, we can follow them. But the people who didn't understand, who were not rightly guided, we are not supposed to follow them and we are supposed to leave their ways. So let's stop over here, inshallah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.